this working? I think it's working. Oh, is it going? There we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of For What It's Nerd. Today we are going to be unboxing the Elden Ring board game. Give me 2 seconds, I'm just getting everything sorted out here, and then we'll get into it. I'm very excited about this. This is a board game I backed about 3 years ago now, when Elden Ring had obviously just kind of, hit its stride, so to speak, which is crazy to think it's been that long already. But yeah, I backed then, and it's been a while since it's actually to it coming out. But I'm excited to unbox this. I actually feel a bit of a fraud though, because I haven't played as much Elden Ring as I should have by this point. So this is kind of like, I'm gonna probably not know what I'm talking about for a lot of this, but still gonna look through it, still have a look at it. So give me 2 seconds whilst I get the main box. Now, these are pretty big boxes, so I don't know how well they're going to fit onto the camera. I probably should have tested that beforehand. Here we go. So basically not at all is the answer there. So this is a big box, as you guys can tell. I'm going to struggle to... Okay, right, I'll tell you what. Let's open this up. I'll move the box to the side and I'll pull stuff out and you can have a look at them that way. So, first off, we have this massive rule book, or scenario book, should I say, which has all of your information about the different areas in the realm of the Grafted King, which is the base, I believe, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But either way, a very cool big book with loads of scenarios in there from the off, which is a cool thing unto itself. Then we have another big book, actually, which is the rule book. Not as thick, funnily enough, but there you go. Nice big rule book there as well. Then you have another book, the Encounter book, and it has your maps, etc. It looks like, which is interesting. So I think you'll pull these out, or at least that's how it seems to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to have a look at that. And there's another one, and another one, and another one, and we have some minis here, which I am uncertain as to what they are, but one has fallen over. Unsure what they are, but as you can see there you go. So there is that. Now we have the beginning of the actual game itself. So we have these counters, etc. here, and we have these, which are the setups for each of the players. But I did get the kind of indented cardboard versions, which I think are a lot nicer for the actual game and give you kind of a little bit more of an indication of where things should be going and giving them a little bit more in track. So that's that for those, which they came separately. They came outside of the box. So quite a few of them as well. So, which is pretty good. So there's that. And then we do have this, which is like the cover for this one. So we have all the different campaigns. So the idea that you go from all the others, from the Grafted King into all the others, which, so I was right, this is the right box. And then we have minis. And I'm not going to pull all of these out because a lot of them are very similar. But you have some bats of some description there. You have a lot of creatures in there, as you can see. Some of them are like nightly creatures and stuff. Big rat there, nice. And then we have, and obviously there's going to be some bigger ones in here as well as we go. In fact, I think we're already at a bigger one. Yeah, I believe we've got some of the giants in this. This is going to be hard to pull out. 1 second. I'm going to move my mic for a sec. And I'm going to see if I can show you guys this without... In fact, this might be the rest of the... This might be the rest of the one for this. Let me see if I can just... Yeah, so there's that little tray there. And then you've got a lot of your bigger monsters in here. I believe, yeah. So, if I remember correctly, is that Godric? I think. Got some really big minis in this one. So there's that one. There. And you've got some of your giants. I do remember these guys. Got some of those as well. Sorry, I'm not showing this very well with the camera. Got some of those as well. You've got some of those cat sphinxes from very early in the game. I do remember these. See, I know some things. I hated those guys. So you've got some of those. You've got those knights from early on in the game as well in Limgrave. There. And there's a few others as well. But that is largely the first box. So not super far into the game, as you guys know. It's really only the first zone, which is most of the stuff that I did. So 1 second, let's get this. Oh gosh, there's so much stuff. And we don't want to break anything or ruin anything. That's the concern. I'm going to stand up, I think. Do you know what? I might even do this video still. That might be a better idea, to be honest. Okay, right, so. Okay, right, so. I feel like I can't get anything back to where it was now. I should maybe worry about this later and get the rest of this shown to you guys first. Don't worry about the rest later. So, there are also tiles here, which I believe will mark out your journey as you're going, and you basically uncover the map as you're going, which is pretty cool in and of itself. But yeah, so I think, if I'm looking at this correctly, that should be the end. Oh no, it's not. I lied. There is more. There's a lot more. It's a whole other layer which has your player characters, which makes sense, and a lot of your cards which have been bunched up. But as you can see here, they have different. This one says marching order, and sort of be like regards what your characters are doing, and there's a lot of plastic in this, as you can tell. So bear with me with all the loud noises. At least I'm not making a relaxing video here. Can we get the one out to give you an example of? So here's some combat ones, for example, and there's loads. There's absolutely loads. The whole tray full. So, like, if you take that tray as an example, it's not dissimilar to that in regards to how much is in this box. Now, I am going to move on from this box pretty quickly because A, it's quite full, and so it's quite large, so you can't really get to see as much. But also on this tray, it's loads of rats and stuff. Rats, wolves, little like gremlins. Those little gargoyles from the first kind of few areas that you go into. There we go. Okay, so quite a lot you get just in the base game there, as you guys can tell. So a lot to go at, really. And I don't know how they managed to pack it all, because there's quite a lot. Obviously those were separate, so we'll leave those separate so I'm not overdoing it. But I mean, all these came from this box as well, so it's quite a lot of stuff, as you guys can tell. So if you do end up getting even just the base game of this, you're getting a lot of stuff for a game. You know, a lot of board games are not that in depth. Even ones we've looked at on the channel before, that's something off something. It's going down the side of the box for now, because I'm not reopening that. So that is box numero uno. Box numero uno. And we will put that one, aside. So, it's quite heavy. It's quite heavy. Sorry, I had to take my headphones out for a second there, otherwise I knew they were going to pull me back to the desk. So let's move that back down. And we'll move on to a little bit more of a reasonably sized box in our... This one's the Weeping Peninsula, which, to be fair, I don't know if this was the right one to pick next. Probably not. But this is the Weeping Peninsula. And again, I'm sorry that I don't know the ins and outs of the Elden Ring lore. I do feel like I'm a little bit of a pretender here a little bit. But as you can see, again, rulebook and scenario book. And then your encounter... Oh. And then your encounter books. And once again, showing you how to structure the campaign. Some more like they're like the little people, like you can see them. Yeah, cool. Okay, so then we have the same stuff as before, the counters, etc. And as you can see there, we have a number of tokens, some extra plastic bags. I don't know what those are for necessarily. And more of the same again with the cards, etc. Can I take this off easily? Yes, I can. Again, some more of your player characters in here. I didn't show some of those to you last time, but you guys can see there. Let's focus that a little bit. Is that going to focus? Feels like it's not going to, is it? It should be. It should be focused. Let's see if we can do something about that. Let's see if we can do something about that. 1 second. Okay, right, let's see if that works now. Want to focus? Look like it's one still. You can see either way. That there. And then we have some others here. These kind of almost like harpy looking creatures. I feel really bad that I don't know their names. Again, more kind of area location tiles. And some cards. These ones are a little bit different, some of these. These ones have beast on them. And like I assume they pick what you encounter. Then you do have... I feel like I've seen this boss. I feel like I know it. But there you go. So some nice minis in this one as well. There's a lot of them, as you can tell, in that box as well. But that's the majority of that box. So that is that. Am I putting this in the right way? I don't know. That's half of the fun. That's half of the fun. So. Did that come out of there like that? I forget. Okay, I think that's the wrong way around. I think it's like that. Yes, it is. There we go. Okay. Right, put this in. And I'll just move this camera off to the camera hub off to the side. There we go. So, yeah, again, a lot of rule books. It feels like if you are not a fan of board games, you're not going to... Like, if you're not, like, a big fan of board games, I don't think you're going to love this. Because it feels like there's a lot of rules in this one, as you can see. So, there's that. I think I can squeeze these into this. No, I can't. They're slightly too long. Annoying. That's a demerit for you, Elden Ring board game. A demerit. Okay. So that was the Weeping Peninsula box. And again, you guys probably know more about the Elden Ring lore than I do. But yeah, pretty cool. Then we have we have Limgrave Depths as its own box. Let's have a look at this one. So again, very similar in structure, these boxes, of course. So a lot of the stuff the same there. And then you have in this one skeletons, and you have, now I actually remember running across one of these guys the first time round. Let me see if I can get into this. Oh, this one's sellotaped. Interesting. I don't know if I can get it with these. Yeah. Sorry for all the noise. This is what happens when you do stuff live. I'm saying that as if it wouldn't be the same if I had recorded this. You know, this is kind of the like, you know, unboxings can sometimes be loud. It's kind of just par for the course. I try and do it better if I'm trying to make it like a little bit more of a relaxing video. But I feel like the sellotapes just sellotaped it back on. This is very hard compared to the previous boxes. There we go. So as you can see here, there's some big minis in this again. I feel like I know this guy, but I don't know his name. And then you have some of those like bear people, like big bear guys. I remember fighting one of these once and dying. That's about as much as I can remember. But you know, big minis in this game. Again, one of those guys with the shield head, which I ended up wearing when I was playing. I ended up wearing one of those head pieces. I always thought it was quite funny. So, yep, there's those. And I think that's it for this box, really. You have some bears, typical bears, and you have some more enemies in here. This is that guy who's like a wolf person, like a bear person. I don't know why the camera's not focusing, which is very annoying. But, yeah, and then I like a duelist type character. So I believe all the classes that are in the game are represented in each of these boxes at some point. Again, more. Oh, this one goes quite deep. There we go. Some more tiles there for your adventure. And then some cards. Again, combat. I assume some of these are to do with like adventure and stuff as well. Yeah, marching order, etc. So it's quite cool. What I like about this as well is, obviously, it's with it being like kind of what you play with others. It means that in a way, this game actually does what the Elden Ring game didn't do in the initial phase, and is what Night Rain is doing now, which is, which way would that go? I'm trying to think. It's not going to be like that, is it? How did that go on? Can't think how that would have gone on now. That's slightly annoying, isn't it? I have a feeling it was like that. Yeah. If not, that's fine. So, yeah. I feel like this game allows you to play in that universe, because Night Rain is slightly different anyway, isn't it? But in the Elden Ring universe, without kind of, well, without a mod, essentially, because that's how you can play multiplayer in the game currently, right? Okay, so these boxes are starting to get a little bit more to, I believe, like the game where I haven't played it. But we do have the flying dragon Agheel here, and I have a feeling from the weight of this box versus the others is that this is just a huge ass mini. I really do feel like that's what this is. I could be wrong, but big map, big encounter map, flying dragon Agheel, and yeah, a whole box for this mini. And incredibly impressive, though. I mean, look at that. I feel like that deserves, look at that. That is a huge mini. It's not even a mini at that point, is it? And that's the box for this one. It is literally Agheel, the flying dragon. That is the whole box, pretty much. An encounter map for it, and you know, the fight itself. So that's that was a nice quick box. So that's that one. I believe I've seen that boss before, I believe, but again, I'm not super clued up. I've seen someone fight it, I believe. Because I think you can. Oh, I haven't put the cover back on, the protective cover. Oopsie. So like, that's the thing with Elden Ring. I feel like every time I've watched it, someone's been in another part of the game that I have just never seen before, and I'm like, what the heck? How big is this game? So that's got to go on like that, right? Yeah. Surely. Or not, apparently. Is it no, it's got to be like that. How's it not going on? Why aren't you going on? Well, you're going to stay like that and deal with it. This is the thing when you get to bigger minis as well. It's something that I've found with other games that I've got that are those types of... I'm concerned that if that doesn't sit right, you're going to have an issue. Regards the... Why would that not be sitting right? Right, you know what? It's clearly in the right place, so the mini won't get damaged. It's fine. So that's another one. Nice, again, nice and quick. But that's the thing with Elden Ring, is what I was... Oh, that would be why. Oh wait, is that off another set? No, I think it's this one. Okay. Either way. Is you've seen so many different people play the game at different points. And because the game is so expansive, you never see the same things twice, really, unless you're watching someone pretty much starting. Which is good and bad, right? Because I feel like both I know what Elden Ring is, and I don't at the same time. We'll quickly go through the smaller boxes. So this was like the big reward for kind of backing everything. And of course, it's Iron Fist Alexander, which is pretty cool, with some cards as well. So that's nice and straightforward, nice and simple. I think that's probably a fan favourite, right, Alexander? I even remember meeting Alexander, if I remember correctly. Because don't you, isn't it the one where you pull him out of the ground? You help him out of the ground in Limgrave, if I'm remembering correctly. Could be wrong. And then we have a box which is the Spirit Ashes, which I do remember these as well. They're the kind of things you can summon to help you. So these are translucent and really cool. You've got all the different ones in there, again, from the game. I know a lot of people didn't use these or tried not to use them in combat to kind of give themselves a little bit more of a challenge. But those are just a little bit of an additional, like, well, I was going to say an additional add-on, but that's, you know, the same word twice, so to speak. So, yeah, I don't know how they actually function in the game, but I imagine very similar to in the actual game, where they kind of come in to help intervene and help the player. The next one is, oh, I just knocked my headset out, is the Erd Tree Avatar. And again, a very light box, so I'm imagining something very similar to Agheel. I have a feeling that there's certain parts of this that don't even really, like, well, it doesn't really touch the sides of the Elden Ring universe, because, you know, we haven't got a lot of the other characters in here yet. But I have seen the Erd Tree Avatar, even though I've not played the game that far. So another character I'm like sort of aware of. And again, another huge, big mini, which is really cool. I like the idea of these big fights, not just in the universe, but in the game as well. They haven't just reduced these to small miniatures, and some of its minions there as well, which is really cool. It's nice to have these big fights represented in a way that feels real and tangible, And also what's great about this as well is, let's say you play something like Dungeons and Dragons, you can use these minis in a very much a kind of reusable way, use them for something else, or even make a sort of D&D-esque situation with these minis in the Elden Ring universe. So not just even using them for this board game, but others. It's nice to have like official minis, even if it's for a different game, so to speak. Because I find you find that in a lot in the D&D community, that they'll use stuff from other games. So we are on to the last box already, and that is Stormveil Castle. And this one's a bigger box again, as you can see. So a lot to probably unpack. Well, a decent amount to unpack in this as well, with your numerous rule books and stuff again there. And you have some of your creatures there, your smaller creatures. And then if we go into here, we have some big minis again. And I mean, how amazing is that as a mini? This huge dragon arm coming out of this creature's body. Just insane detail. And I mean, you don't even need to be an Elden Ring fan slash player. How does that go in? Did that come out on the side? I forget now. Did that come out like that? I feel like it did. Okay. You don't even have to be an Elden Ring player to appreciate how much depth and time has been put into these minis to make them feel authentic to the game. Now, you guys, I know what you're going to think already. Where's Melania? Where's Radahn? That's a good question, because I don't remember where they got up to within the actual... Oh, that's not right then. The big guy with the dragon head. That's not correct. I'm wondering if it's the other way. 1 second. Let's have a look. I do wonder how that goes in now. I should have paid attention when I brought it out. You guys are probably sat going, oh my gosh, Peralta, stop being dumb. That must be right. It's got to be. It's got to be right. Yeah, it's got to be. I'm sorry, it has to be. Can't be though, because that's not going in right. Ugh. Okay, right. Anyway, that is the majority of this board game. I think there might be... Oh, yeah, there's more underneath. That's cool that they made a little insert like that. But again, it is more of the cards, etc. So that is predominantly it for the Elden Ring board game so far. But yeah, regards Melania and Radahn, etc. Or Melania, however you say it, and Radahn, etc. I do feel like maybe they hadn't done it at all because they had intended to maybe do more in the future. I definitely don't think there's a two-way of shipping as far as I recall, but it has been a while since I backed this campaign, so maybe they did change it to a... And if it is, then obviously we'll cover that when those arrive. I need to check that out, but I think genuinely it was the idea that they were going to go back to it at some point, or they might do more of it at some point, or otherwise this is just what they're doing. It could be any of them. It could be any of them. I would suggest you search up if you want to know if they're doing any more. But that is the predominant amount of the game at this point. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've thoroughly enjoyed breaking this down for you. Of course, I haven't gone into super detail, but with every unboxing I do on this channel, I don't open all the cards, etc. It takes far too long, and we don't have, we don't have a lifetime, and you guys want to see the broad strokes as much as I want to see, the the broad strokes. I know these kind of things you like seeing a little bit. You don't want to maybe see every single card. Doesn't really give the idea of what the game might be like or look like. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon for more. Bye, guys.